Grand Rising. Welcome back to the second episode of the Scorpio Moon. Now, I woke up this morning and the energy was pretty dense and very interesting to say the least. Um, I had some quick downloads, whereas I didn't even get to really wake up and my feet hit the ground before it was just like this wave of downloads, information, channel messages in regards to my life and situations around me. And I'm just like, wow, what's going on right now? Like, why is the energy so heavy? And then I was like, oh, I forgot. There goes that Scorpio moon. And I know that you guys know what I'm talking about, where sometimes you wake up in the morning and you're just overloaded with messages and information. And you're like, wait a minute. I didn't even get a chance to say my prayers. I didn't get a chance to wash my face, brush my teeth. My feet haven't even hit the ground. And you're already overloading me with information. Like, my intuition is so strong. And during those moments, I really have to just take a step back and take a breather to really, figure out what is life trying to tell me right now. So I quickly got up and I went ahead and, went to the bathroom, did my regular thing. And after doing that, I just realized, like, yeah, having a Scorpio moon is really a superpower. And I think that people actually underestimate what it means to have a Scorpio moon. People that have Scorpio moons are naturally psychic. And I know that people are like, no, Scorpio suns are psychic, Scorpio Mars are psychic, Pluto and Scorpio psychic. No, I am here to affirm and to let you know that people that have Scorpio moons are psychic on another level. The gift is astronomical. And if you do not train it, it can be your greatest downfall, because the moon being in Scorpio in your chart is a detriment. Just like the moon being in Cancer is exalted because it's home. Just like Pisces being in Mercury in Pisces is a detriment. The Mercury in Virgo or Mercury in Gemini is exalted because they're home. A Scorpio moon is a detriment because it's such a deep placement where your emotions are already heavy. So if you do not train it, then a lot of times you're screwed. It can consume you. Now, that was just a lot to get that out on its own. I'm just like super overwhelmed, but I had to get this message out just because the energy is so thick in the air. And I know that I'm not the only one that feels it. So I'm going to take a sip of water because that was a mouthful. Mm. I've been making sure that I up my water intake as the temperatures start to rise. And you should definitely do that too, because it's important that you drink your water. That is what will get you through, essentially. So, yeah, um, having a Scorpio moon means that you're naturally psychic. And it means that you should take it seriously, as in pruning your gift. Your emotions, your moon sign is full of your emotions. Your heart is your feelings. So we know that emotions fluctuate day to day. Like, it just happens that way. No 2 days are the same, but at the same time, no 2 weeks are really different in a large scale, as in the way that you are is the way that you are. You have a spectrum within your life, but at the same time the spectrum only goes so far. So you probably have about 5 moods. And if you don't know how to master those 5 moods based on, like, the transits, the timing, the time of year, the weather, then you can easily succumb to your own nature. And when you succumb to your own nature, boy, that's bad, because it doesn't even take someone else to sabotage you. You'll sabotage yourself. And phew, that's rough. Self-sabotage is rough, because self-sabotage, then you go into self-blaming, and then self-blaming turns into victim mode. And that's why I always encourage people to um Master your emotions, master your peace, master the art of self. Because if you do not, then you will always self sabotage. You can win the lottery. And then because you haven't mastered how you emote, you can go to the casino and blow it all in one night on, you know, dancers, drinks, gambling, because that's just how your emotions were set up to just drown in it for the night. So you won the lottery and you're a millionaire by morning, and then 24 hours later you're back to broke because you let your emotions get the best of you. So I encourage you, figure it out. It's not the easiest, but that is why I meditate. Meditation helps so much. I sit with myself and I allow myself to really be calm. Just being calm is an elixir for me. Serenity is an elixir for me. And we're not given that. It's a gift. You know, we're not naturally given that in this life. It's like everything is going to pull your energy. Everything wants your energy. Everything is requiring your energy, especially between family, children, work, obligations, dreams, cooking, feeding yourself. Just the regular things of life are so hyper active and require a large chunk of self where you don't always feel like you have the time to pour into yourself. But I'm here to let you know that you have to pour into yourself. You have to master your emotions. And for those of us that have a Scorpio moon, mastering your emotions will become your superpower because your Scorpio moon is your psychic placement, and it will tell you what's on the way, what's headed toward you. It'll remind you of what happened in the past right in the nick of time. It'll help you gauge and weigh situations that are heavy on the scale and you don't know which way to turn. And it really is a channel to God. I believe that God gave people Scorpio moons that he knew he could trust with certain information and a certain set of skills. It's like having an Inspector Gadget microscope on your third eye and then having a megaphone in your ear. You see and you hear everything deeper and louder than the average person. So that's why I encourage you to master that aspect of yourself, to my fellow Scorpio moons. And I'm rooting for you. I'm praying for you. I am really on your side because I too struggle with the same things. And even the more that I master it, the more that's unlocked, the more that I have to go back and master more. That's what I always say. The student is always the teacher, and the teacher is always the student because it is a cyclical motion of continual learning and mastering self. So I'm going to stop it there. That was a lot in just a few minutes that you have to process. And I want you to have a good day, but I want you to sit with that. And even if you need to replay this message over again a couple of times, feel free to do that. Sometimes I have to listen to messages a couple of times to get the root and the thick of it and really, really process it. I can't just keep going to different messages, because different messages are typically going to give you the same message, but it's coming from a different reader. My messages are loaded, so I encourage you to sit with them and listen to them and rewind them and share them with other people that you know have Scorpio moons so that we can thrive out here. So thank you for tuning in with us. Go in peace. Ashe.